My name is John Nixon, TheSupercargo, and I am very interested in giving my website, TheSupercargo.com, a facelift. It's been the same way for about 3, maybe 4 years now, and it really needs to be improved a little bit. Let me show you the way it looks now. What you can see is the static first page, and it's static because it doesn't change. If you scroll down, you'll see that there are a number of links here. There's the link to At the Quill, and the category At the Quill is where I have the different things that I write about reading and writing and self-publishing, and you can see a few of them come up there. And then if we go back to the static front page, there's also another link there to Stops and Stories. Stops and Stories is my category for articles about travel or travel related things. But the most important part of the front page really is the bit with all the fireworks on it, new. The fireworks picture takes a hell of a long time to load also. But if you click on new at the top in the bar there, you come to the dynamic blog page. So on this page, all of the new blog articles that I've written and published come up as they're done, usually 2 or 3 times a week, 3 times if possible. But what you can see at the top there is the static header. Now, if I get rid of everything, as I'm doing now, what you can see is there's the clouds at the top. And what I have to do is to ask myself, does this really promote me as a creative artist, as a writer? It's very imaginative, the clouds, but not much else. So I'm going to try and change things, and I'm going to use a software called Movavi, which is what this is now. It's loading, and what I'm going to do is to capture freeze frames. Now, at the very beginning of this, you saw my typing fingers behind the vlog, Let's Vlog with the Supercargo titles. So what I'm doing is taking the original, the raw material, and I'm making freeze frames from it. And then saving the freeze frames as individual pictures, then I use Gimp, which is free photo manipulation software, to do some work with that. The Movavi, I'm afraid you have to pay for, but the Gimp is free. And what I'm doing is I'm taking those 3 pictures I took of my typing hands, I'm stacking them on top of one another in one image, and I'm going to manipulate this to give an appearance of typing fingers, which I'm going to superimpose over the clouds. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works. First thing to do is to turn all of those colored pictures into black and white, because I don't want the color in the pictures interrupting or messing with the color in the clouds picture. And then I'm going to just open them, change the opacity so that the fingers show through. And now what I'm doing is saving that as a document so that I don't lose it. It happens all the time. Now we're going to make the header. And what I'm going to do now is to open the picture of the clouds. This is the one I use on the website. And what you do is you look at it and you see that it has a certain size. The size is too small. It's wide enough, but it's too short. So I'm going to make an image that is twice as tall. And now I'm going to move the clouds up so that they're at the top. And I don't like that white. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to replace it with the grey colour, which is at the very bottom of the clouds there. I've done that. And the next thing to do is to take the typing fingers and add them. So this is what's happening here. Damn, there. I have to move them back up above the clouds. The typing fingers have to be above the clouds. There we are. Okay, that's right. Now, what I'm going to do is to mess around with this a little bit, as you can see. Just change the shape of the picture. I'm going to rotate it a bit. I'm going to skew it a little bit. The idea is to have the typing fingers and the keyboard, but not to show off all the dirt and dust which is on the keyboard. Not very nice. I'm slovenly with my keyboard, that's the truth of the matter. Now we seem to have got that about right. So the next thing is, and this is the thing I think is really fun with Gimp, the latest version of Gimp has this, is to graduate the two pictures. So this is the device for doing that. And as you can see, what you can do with this is to change the opacity of the top image and allow the bottom image to come through. I think it's wonderful. Anyway, that was a little bit of fun. That's the principal reason why I used Gimp and not Photoshop. Also, Gimp is free. Now we're saving this as a JPEG because JPEG works best with smooth pictures, and we're also saving it as a small item. And what I've just done now is to change, I'm adding an artistic filter to it. So this is called Oilify in Gimp. And the reason is I like it, but also it abstracts the picture a little bit. Now, let's go to put it onto the website. First things first, this is the picture that the website, how the website looks like before, and now let's add this. This is a dummy page. It's once I've made sure that works, I'm going to try and put that into the blog page. So this is the blog page. This is the dynamic page. There we are. That's what it looks like in the blog page. And what you can see is there's a parallax effect, which means that the lettering over the top seems to move in front of the clouds. Now the next thing, the last thing to do really, is to change the global situation in the website so that there is no longer a static front page, but the blog page becomes the website's front page, and that's what I've done now. And then the next thing to do is to check it, and I'm sorry about this, but I've got one hand on the camera and then one hand is trying to manipulate all the other things, but I'm testing it on different browsers. So in the computer, that was Firefox. Here comes Chrome. The next one up will be Apple Safari. They don't make Safari for Windows anymore. This is Safari 5. It's the last version of Safari that was made for Windows. But I test it on that anyway. And then I'm going to test it on Edge. And then I'm going to test it on Opera. And the reason is that these are, with the exception of Edge, these are the most used browsers in the world. So if it works on all of these browsers, it'll work on most browsers that anyone will use. I'm going to quickly check it also on my SurfPad, which looks very nice. I think it looks better on the SurfPad than it does on the computer screen, which is good. And then we'll have a quick look at it on my little smartphone, and once again, also very pretty. I'm quite pleased with that. So that comes. That's it. John Nixon, TheSupercargo, always creating, and this was an attempt to start re-blogging, vlogging or something. Thank you very much for your attention.